I don't know if my stream's on yet. Let me quickly check. Quickly check. Because today is very different. Today is a very different stream. I haven't streamed in about a month, I think. But actually no, about a couple weeks, I think. But today, a very exciting video came out by a creator that I love and cherish. The entire Five Nights at Freddy's timeline in the video is about an hour, so this is going to be a bit of a different stream. And I like to break down like a lot of things, so might be about like a 3-hour stream. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, feel free to talk and chat. I'm gonna be paying attention to the whole to the video, probably, and making a bunch of faces the entire time. But feel free to talk and chat. I'll pause every now and again, check chat. But yeah, let's get into the video, I guess. Let's get into the video. Get ready for us. Wait, sorry, that's a little bit quiet. Okay, let's maybe turn it down to like that. Damn.
Freddy's is a franchise with over a decade's worth of content, spanning countless games, books, and now a movie. Let
me just say, the quality off the bat is damn, dude. This is cinematic.
Reason that no matter whose timeline you watch, they all look different. Making a FNAF timeline is not easy. There are so many ways you can interpret this story, and this is mine. So let's start at the beginning.
Oh shit, dude.
Back in the 70s, a company called Fazbear Entertainment got its
Okay, I already love this. Wait, this is so sick.
Start by creating different props and mascot costumes for carnivals, and specifically for something called the Fall Fest. The Fall Fest featured various mascot characters such
I was not expecting this to be structured the way it was. Knowing John and how he's like such a great like choir, singer or whatever. I thought it would be like a musical number the entire time, but I mean, I'm fine with it being structured this way, as long as there is music like sprinkled in between every now and again. That's cool.
Such as a bird, an elephant, and the most.
Which no spoilers, but I'm pretty sure he did say in it. Actually, I'm not gonna say that because they'll spoil things.
Popular of all, Fredbear and Bonnie. These specific mascot costumes were so popular, Fazbear Entertainment opened a dedicated restaurant for them called Fredbear's Family Diner, featuring the same Fredbear and Bonnie mascot costumes from the Fall Fest. What Fazbear Entertainment didn't account for, though, was one of their animatronics from the Fall Fest going rogue, ending in a giant fire, with most of everything from the Fall Fest being destroyed.
Yo, they got Dan Seibert on this, bro? That's crazy. You just know the editing's gonna be crazy. They also got John, of course. The king, the goat. Featuring animations by, and I'm gonna make sure to after stream, link these into the comments or whatever. So animation by Evlev, John Lanty, Beiji, Emer Morit, Ice Yo, Brady. I did not know that was their entire name, but In the Shadows, Jason 3D, The Hottest Dog. Wait, Spencer too? Bro, there's so many people. And John as well. John's also doing some animations, which is really exciting because I don't think John's actually done animation before. Unless he has, and it's been like very brief and like not at all like something he's really tried. But also Dirt Me, Ben L, all these other guys here. You just know that the song in the background is going to turn to an actual banger when, like, bro hops on the track, you know, right? Like, I can already tell. Voice acting. Yo! Bro, no way Dorko and MatPat are a part of this. Let's go. Oh, I'm so happy, dude. I always wanted them to collab, be a part of something. 2D art by Emma, of course, Snoddles and Bobadroid. Man, my dream, honestly, is to be, like, amongst, like, you know, these people. Like, maybe I want to be friends with them or something like that. They just seem like such down to earth, like genuine people. And like especially in like a community where it's so jaded and so hard to make people uh, what am I saying? Where it's so hard to not appease the people, but it's hard to like I don't know what the word is, but to not piss people off everything you say. It's like these guys are really level-headed and like, just genuine people. And like, man, I don't think I'll ever have what they have, which I mean sucks, but I mean it really depends on how things go, I guess how your trajectory of life goes. Um, I will say. But I love these people. These guys are awesome. Like for starters, John, I've been watching John. I don't know if John's watching this, but if you are, hello. Been watching you for about 2, 3 years, around there. And literally every stream you make, every stream you do, man, it's like every stream you, Dorko, everyone here does. It's like I just light up, like I just smile like instantly, like that's the effect that you guys have on people like me, right? Like I'm not necessarily a happy person. I smile every now and again, but I mean, I feel like I mask my emotions more than anything, even though I don't want to. But when I'm around, when I watch, your guys' content, I don't have to pretend, I just let that all go and just sit down, enjoy the show, and like watch, the video, which can't really say that about a lot of content creators. Not gonna lie, but it'd just be an honor if one day I could somehow be, among those people. Somehow, I don't know how. Either I make a video, like I make a new channel, and that channel does well, they see it, something like that. I've no idea, but yeah, I've been yapping for too long. I'll stop now. But hey, we all have dreams, right? We can all dream, and that's mine. So. Original music by AP Angry Piggy, D. Hista, and John FNAF. Oh, we're getting some John music. Let's go. Children are now linked to the incident at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where a man dressed as a cartoon mascot lured them into a back room, while the suspect has been largely something themselves, your something. And then uphill battle, something about probably lawsuits and people. I don't fucking whatever. Directed and written by John FNAF. Bro, we're about to get a cinematic masterpiece just by that right there. Oh no. I could be wrong. Is that not the NCIS? Is that not the NCIS intro? That it's giving that with like the weird strings and like I swear in the show it's like a police tape and like a chalk, but I could be wrong. It seems like that, but that's so funny if it is what that is, because I immediately clocked that and I haven't watched that show in like 12 years. But anyways, I'm so excited. Let's go.
The specifics about the animatronic that went rogue and the fire are unknown and will likely be revealed next year in FNAF's next
I'm gonna be fangirling this entire stream.
big release.
Oh
Although
God.
we don't know much about how this fire occurred, we do know that after the fire, Fazbear Entertainment started phasing out of the mascot.
I'm glad that John put Glitch Trap's costume on screen next to all these guys. So let me just go back.
Do know that after.
Okay. Because now that he's done that, I can sort of see the vision. And I've actually thought of this myself before, But I always thought I just didn't really know how to go about thinking about it. Because in my mind, my version of events was uh it started out, stage one minigame, with Fredbear and Spring Bonnie, except for the fact that Spring Bonnie doesn't have a vest on, doesn't have anything on, and Fredbear just has a brown hat and a black bow tie, or like a black button, which is symbolizing his bow tie. I always thought that they started out as mascot suits, but like still Springlock suits, but then they transitioned to like actual suits later, like mascot Springlock suits. The problem with that theory is then like how would it have transitioned from that minigame Fredbear to the other Fredbear? Did they just give it a makeover? Or is Golden Freddy that Fredbear? I need specifics, and I'm trying to think, how does it all connect, you know? My one issue with FNAF, and it has been for a while, is who the fuck is Fredbear? Because he's not Golden Freddy, bro. Unless he is, but I highly doubt it, given the minigame. Oh, Night Fox Productions, Joe, what's up? What are we watching? Maybe pre-test animatronics for a possible first location they had before Fredbear's. Yeah, but under a different name. Also, hello, thank you for joining. I'm not gonna dox you. Why would I say that? I'm insane. No, why would I say that? I'm not gonna say your name on stream, but thanks, Fox. Thanks for joining. Um, we're watching the entire FNAF timeline, and I'm pretty sure I told you that on Discord, but I no, wait, I'm sorry. I said I'm gonna be streaming soon. I'm just streaming in 5 minutes, but the entire Five Nights at Freddy's timeline by the one and only FNAF. John FNAF, my beloved. We love John here. John's great. You joined at a kind of weird time because I was kind of just spilling my guts out for the past 5 minutes, just praising these people. But I don't know if you heard what I was saying after that about these, like, this being like a good representation of of things, because I didn't realize putting them together they really do match. Right. It's just the fact that Spring Bonnie in this instance is not withered and not burnt. He's just, oh shit, what did I do that for? 1 minute, I'm gonna go back to where I was. Oh my god.
Release something stepped up to the
Oh, my bad. Oh shit. Here we go.
The specifics about the animatronic that went
Yeah, they do. See, you see the vision.
rogue and the fire are unknown and will likely be revealed next year in FNAF's next big release. Although we don't know much about how this fire occurred, we do know that after the fire, Fazbear Entertainment
I could be crazy here. And I know Secret of the Mimic comes out, or is set, at least I think, set in 1979. I believe so. But these look like they're from at least the 1950s. Do they not? You got the whole, like, apron granny fit going on, with, like, the clowny, like, late 1950s, like, Dumbo vibes. It really seems that way. Maybe they possibly linked to the give gifts minigame, I think. I think it is because of the soul in a green mask. I don't think they planned all of that ahead, but hey, they look very circusy, yeah, because they were made for Fall Fest, which is a carnival, and carnivals can link to circuses, and that's the whole thing. And I'm gonna be here for a while. Let's just continue.
started phasing out of the mascot costume era. They needed something new. The two men who helped found Fazbear Entertainment, William Afton and Henry Emily, stepped up to the plate. William Afton was mostly the businessman of
I really wish John or like Emma or someone had like drawn a different version, because I don't want to see William Afton as a grape any longer. Please, guys, please give him an actual sprite, man, please. Ugh.
the two, handling all of the money, while Henry was the more creative one, with him being in charge of building most of the animatronics and props for the company. With the Fall Fest era of the company coming to a close, they were only left with Fredbear's Family Diner.
Okay. I kind of like the vibes here. Although I will say, um, I will say, um, okay, no, I kind of like it. One thing I don't like, why does Henry have a mullet? I mean, I like that. I like the fact Henry has a mullet because it fits the 80s aesthetic. I don't like William's grape ass, bro. It does not fit him at all. Anyways, why does bro have a purple? He has he has a black hat and a black bow tie, but he has a black hat and a purple. That makes no sense.
The standalone restaurant created for the Fredbear and Bonnie characters. In order to replace the mascot versions of Fredbear and Bonnie, Henry went to work on new versions of the characters, eventually creating the new Fredbear and Spring Bonnie.
I love those models.
The same characters, but with new designs and new suits. Henry called them Springlock suits. These suits are able to double as both an animatronic and a suit that the employees could wear. To switch the suit from animatronic mode to suit mode, the employees could use a hand crank to pull back the animatronic parts, leaving room for them to climb inside. The springlocks that were helping to hold back those animatronic parts were very sensitive though, and with even a little bit of moisture, the springlocks could potentially—
That really puts into perspective how, in contrast, how small people are, because I always imagined that
animatronic
it wasn't that small. It was to like that degree. But if that is like an accurate representation of Springlocks, dude,
parts were very sensitive though, and
mechanized parts going like against like human skin, that would be so uncomfortable. Like massive mechanized parts, like let alone mechanical ones that could go off at any moment. That's like
with even a little bit of
crazy to think about.
moisture, the springlocks could potentially—
If you remember, Scott used purple for William in the minigames because of the black background. The only way he can make a shady character was using purple. So maybe Fredbear's bow and hat got the same treatment. I doubt it. But it's you know, it's a nice thought to throw out there.
snap shut, crushing and killing whoever was inside.
Well, Fredbear's original hat, yeah, probably. But I don't know if they planned for Golden Freddy and Fredbear to be... I mean, he probably didn't even think of them being separate at that point. I feel like now that he's made countless different versions of Freddy and Fredbear, it's like, it's pretty obvious, at least to me, and not to everyone else for some reason, but it's obvious to me that he's trying to differentiate them slowly, but he doesn't really know how to tell a story between different versions, you know? I don't know.
Inside. But if that ended up happening, Fazbear Entertainment had some common sense procedures set in place.
In the case that the spring locks come loose while you are wearing a suit, please try to maneuver away from populated areas before bleeding out, as to not ruin the customer experience.
Fredbear's Family Diner ended up being super successful for William and
This is
Henry,
kinda cute.
so much so that other companies tried replicating it. Another company proceeded to rip off Fazbear Entertainment.
Oh. We talk about Edwin now?
Entertainment's old mascot characters by creating their own animatronic versions of them. The leader of the group was Ned Bear, a direct copy of Fredbear, followed by a hippo and...
Well, so scummy. What the hell does that say, bro? I can't see chat. Ah, it's pissing me off. Just spam chat. What are you saying? So scummy, my pheasant. By pheasant? Bro, what are you trying to say, bro? I have no idea. I can't read chat. Oh, you mean like Faz Entertainment? Thank you. Thank you for spamming chat. I appreciate it. You mean Faz Entertainment? You should have like spaced it out because I wrote it as Fazant or like pheasant, which like what the fuck is a pheasant? But I know what you mean now. It's fine.
an elephant and a frog.
But why would Edwin of all people do that? I don't imagine Edwin would be, unless it's like a whole, I went bankrupt, gotta get back on my feet, might as well take these ideas myself, you know. Unless it's like that, I don't see why Edwin of all people would be the one stealing ideas, right? Am I alone on this thought here, Fox? Because I don't think Edwin would be the type of guy to just steal ideas like that.
All characters from the Fall Fest, and all with slightly different designs to avoid copyright issues. But while the rival company was able to replicate the design,
Possibilities are endless. Okay, that's not a good, bro. That is a bad answer. I need your honest, concrete, unopen-ended uh opinion. I don't know.
They could not replicate Henry's state-of-the-art technology. Their robots were poorly made and had to have giant batteries with exposed wires on stage with them. Naturally, the rival company failed and ended up being bought out by Fazbear Entertainment. With all of the success from Fredbear's Family Diner,
It'd be easy if I was able to speak. I think I actually can on they're starting to roll out a voice feature. Um, I don't know if it's possible on like now, but
William and Henry decided to branch out and
actually, matter of fact, do you want to just hop in a call and like join the call itself, like join the chat itself? Because I could have you on stream and like just talk to you while I'm watching and you're watching. That'd be easier for you. The only problem is I don't know if you're gonna speak too much, which sounds really rude of me to say, but I don't know if you're gonna be like if you're gonna cut in or like cut me off too much, and like I don't know. Unpredictability, you know. Then again, I might do the same thing to you, which I wouldn't mean to do that, but I'm not sure. No, I won't. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, get my friend on stream. I'm not gonna show you me joining them. I'm just gonna display screen. Cool. I'm not putting Discord on. I'm just gonna have them on in the background. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Yo, say hi to chat, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, chat.
Yeah, what's up, chat? I'm just gonna put back on. Okay, here we go. I'm up to 4 minutes 15. I'll just let you. I don't actually. Should I stream my
Yeah,
screen?
you can stream on Discord because it'll be delayed.
Oh shit! Yeah, I can't show out. I mean, nothing's on our DMs, but I just prefer to keep an anonymous. However you say the word, you know, for you. So, there you go. Yeah, that. All right. Let's get back into the swing of things.
create more. The rival company failed and ended up being bought out by Fazbear Entertainment. With
My question is, who is the rival company, right? Because my immediate thought was, oh, that's Edwin. But why would Edwin do that? Edwin doesn't have any beef with them yet, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. That's what I was thinking originally. Like, who, if both William's obviously inside of Scraptrap and Henry's dead. When I first played FNAF 6, I was thinking, what? Who took over Fazbear Entertainment?
This is before that though. This is in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, the 70s, I think. But
So that would mean William and Henry would have been like in the first stages of developing.
should we? Okay, let's try and guess. I'm just gonna put my money on Edwin. But I don't know if Fazbear Entertainment yet, because he's saying it as if they're like a culminated like company together, like Henry and William already made it. So I'm gonna just throw out the idea of Fazbear being the rival company because that doesn't seem to be the case. Unless it is, and it is throwing us through a loop, but I'm yapping. Let's just get back into the video.
all of the success from Fredbear's Family Diner, William and Henry decided to branch out and create more characters for a new restaurant. In 1983, William and Henry opened Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, featuring Freddy Fazbear,
He said the thing!
Bonnie,
Oh, that's
Chica,
fun.
and Foxy. With
Yeah,
the
I
opening
like
of Freddy
that.
Fazbear's Pizza, Fazbear Entertainment was experiencing success like they've never seen before. But with two restaurants now open at the same time, more success also meant more work for William and Henry. The duo were so wrapped up in work that they started neglecting their own families. William was the father of 3 kids. The eldest, Michael,
I'm gonna let this roll out, but I personally, I don't know. Because for William, I can always see him being like a megalomaniac his entire life.
Yeah,
But I can also see it going that way too.
Yeah, I've always seen Henry as like he's always been the abusive father. He's very narcissistic.
Henry?
No, not Henry. Sorry, William.
I was
William's
like,
always been
damn, what a
no, no, no.
really, oh, okay.
Henry
Yeah,
always cared about his family. He just got wrapped up in his work. But
yeah.
William, I always saw as a huge narcissist.
Yeah, that's probably the best way is like an egocentric narcissist. Yeah.
I have a feeling he sort of like made Henry believe that, he was good with his family, he was good to them, but behind, closed doors, really he wasn't.
Okay, I know I'm yapping a lot, and this is an hour-long video, so it might take a bit of a bit long to get through. But I always, and I've thought for a while, and I don't know if this is just me alone in this thought, but what if the crying child isn't William's kid? You know? I've thought about it for a while, because Elizabeth, her mom assumedly had a ginger or like blonde hair or something.
Mhm.
For this kid, it's a bit different because he kind of resembles book like novel Henry a little bit, like semi, but
Mhm.
it's weird. I don't know if that's like just me or not, but
Crying child and Elizabeth. The crying
because I could totally see William being a kidnapper. Let me just say that right now. I mean,
child has yet to have
Yeah.
a 100% confirmed name, so for this video, he will just be called the crying child.
damn. All right. No Dave believers yet. Okay, that's fine.
Meanwhile, Henry had one kid, a daughter named Charlie. The business partners spent most of their days working, so they both created different ways of taking care of their kids. Henry was the robotics genius, so he used his talents to create a new animatronic to watch Charlie for him. It was called the security puppet. This
That was definitely animated by John, you can tell.
animatronic would sit by the door of Freddy
That's
Fazbear's Pizza and make sure that Charlie wasn't able to leave the building. This made it so Charlie could play at the restaurant while Henry worked, without Henry having to worry about her leaving the building or getting kidnapped. The robot was linked directly to a green bracelet that Charlie was wearing. If Charlie, wearing the green bracelet, tried leaving the building, the security puppet would spring into action. William, on the other hand, was the businessman of the company. He cared more about making money, but also saving money. Naturally, he decided to just force his eldest son Michael to babysit while he was at work. Michael was mostly in charge of babysitting the crying child. The crying child didn't
Is that what you call babysitting? I wouldn't say so, but
have many
okay.
friends,
Well,
but he did
I
have
mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it,
Mm.
as I said before, I've always seen William as like he's always been abusive towards his children. And since
Yeah.
Michael's the oldest, he probably grew up with that more, and children learn from their parents. So Michael
is
probably
true.
didn't really know any better than to just torment because he was tormented as a kid.
I like that reasoning, and the reason why I do is because I have a complete different way of thinking about it. So my thought process here is, what if the fact, like the reason he's bullying his brother is because William is forcing him to, you know, and he doesn't want to, but if he doesn't, then he'll punish him, like for not, scaring the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, that also can be a thing that happens. Like, I know, like, abusive parents, that's probably, like, a tactic they do, you know?
Not to like
Like,
trauma dump or anything like that, or like
yeah.
spill my words as well.
Like,
But
go
I've
for it.
had my dad wasn't the best to me when I was younger, so I
Yeah.
know exactly like this sort of situation, how it goes, what it acts out, and how it happens.
The thing is, though, and I'm glad you're comfortable talking about that on stream, everyone has different experiences, and I'm not sure if, like, this is, like, a common thing, like, for William specifically, or this is, like, taken out of, like, a textbook, like, serial killer, like, situation. I'm not sure. But
Generally, a lot of serial killers, when they have kids, they are pretty abusive to their children.
okay. Should we just continue? Or
Yeah, go on, go ahead.
cool.
have a close relationship with his plushies. These plushies were of characters from
Me too, man.
his favorite show, Fredbear and Friends, Fazbear Entertainment's newest cartoon, featuring Fredbear, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. The crying child's favorite character, though, was Fredbear. He especially loved his Fredbear plushie. Although he
You know
loved
what? Let me just get my Fredbear plushie. Take up the shinies real quick. Put them on my arms.
the plushie version of the characters, the animatronics would soon become a different story. One day, while visiting Fredbear's family diner, the crying child saw something that would scar him for the rest of his life. While wandering the restaurant, he walked by the employees only room, where
And I'm guessing he saw a strand of hair in the Freddy suit.
where an employee accidentally left the door open. Inside the room was his father, William Afton, helping another employee into a spring Bonnie suit.
Never mind.
Through the eyes of the crying child, this looked like someone was literally being stuffed into an animatronic suit. The crying child was so young that he wasn't educated on how the mascot characters worked, so seeing a human be put inside of one terrified him. When a child experiences something traumatic, their brain naturally tries finding ways to deal with that trauma. The crying
Can confirm this is true.
Yeah, it is. It is
Yeah.
extremely true.
It's extremely true. So when I was
child's way of dealing with his
when I was about 6 years old, without doxing myself where I live, there was a place I went to with my family, like a huge like convention area in like the city, I guess.
Yeah.
And I got lost for about 5-10 minutes, and like my mom, I tried to reason like myself, oh, like this person's my mom, this person's my mom, like my mom's totally coming back, right? She's totally not lost. And I was freaking out, like, dude, I think from that day I've been like traumatized to be lost in like any like social setting since then.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, when I was younger, I had some friends. They were massive pranksters. They got a massive spider and they like hung it above my head.
ooh,
And
Dog
well, I
spiders.
looked up and I didn't see like a tiny spider. I saw this massive spider. So like from then on, my arachnophobia
yeah,
kicked
probably
in. And
heightened,
now,
right?
yeah, well, when people say, "Oh, that's just a small spider," in my eyes, that's not a small spider. That spider is huge.
Yeah.
Anything bigger than like a 5-cent coin, it's too big.
It's like, too much. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, it's weird because I actually, not that I have the same problem with spiders, I just, any spider at all, even if it's a daddy long legs, I'm like, I have to keep my distance from you. I never know what can happen, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
his trauma was by creating an imaginary friend. This imaginary friend took the form
okay, what's weird about that is, give me a second. Give me a second. I don't think he's imaginary. But this is my friend Wally, right? Well, I've had Wally since I was 6 years old, 5 years old. And he's literally my Fredbear. I've had him since I was a kid. I used to like role play with him like on the way to school, like, oh, like he has his own like name and face and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I literally am the crying child, minus the crying part, because I'm pretty
Yeah.
joyous most days. So yeah. Oh shit, my headphones just killed themselves.
form of the object he loved the most, his Fredbear plushie. His new imaginary friend Fredbear followed him wherever he went, shape-shifting into flowers, hiding behind cars, and in the sewers, with nobody being able to see him except for the crying child. When the crying child was overwhelmed, the plushie would talk to him and try to calm him down, even when the plushie wasn't around.
I know the microphone's on, but let me just double check. Okay, cool. It is. Cool.
It was still able to speak to him because it lived in his mind. While the crying child was dealing with the trauma of seeing what he thinks was someone being stuffed into a suit, his brother Michael was only making it worse. Michael knew about what happened with his younger brother and used it against him.
Yep.
Every day while babysitting the crying child,
Yep.
Michael would put on a foxy mask, hide somewhere in the house, and jump scare his little brother.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell, this is sick.
This animation is absolutely amazing.
I think there's 4 different animators. No, about 8 different animators of this entire video. So,
Jesus.
which is pretty cool. Also, I like the take on, unless that's Michael's room, I like the different take on the rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
From the pizzeria to your living room, you no
Oh man, Snartles. Love Snartles. This is great art.
longer have to wait
Oh,
to
yeah.
sing and dance with Fredbear and Friends. Weeknights at 8, 7 Central. Only on...
Cool. It probably was like that too.
Mm.
Now on Nickelodeon. Imagine. No. Oh, this is intense. Oh my god. By the way, I don't know if you saw the start. How long have you been on the stream for?
Like 5 minutes or so.
Oh wow. I mean, how long have you been watching the stream? I mean, sorry.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay, so you didn't see the part where it's like mentioned the voice actors in this?
No.
Should I keep it that way or?
No, it's fine. I saw the part where it said animations by John FNAF.
Yeah. The voice actors, by the way, I'm pretty sure unless I saw no, I don't think John. I think maybe John. But Matt Pat, Dorko, and someone else are voice acting through this video,
Oh yeah.
which is exciting. But yeah. Oh my god, that scared me.
Yeah.
Through all of Michael's bullying, the crying child's imaginary friend Fredbear would comfort him and talk him through the situation, saying, "You know he is hiding again. Be careful. Tomorrow is another day." Michael wasn't
Dude, that amount of trauma for like an 8-year-old is not healthy at all.
This is where I
Like-
get confused because he said that the child imagines the voice, but yet in the sister location game, it's shown on like in the secret room, it's shown on the desk a Fredbear plush with like a walkie-talkie next to it.
Yeah.
So what
That
I'm
is true.
thinking is, I don't know, like Williams put little speakers inside of the Fredbear plush and like auto voice, like has voice recorded things, and like when he's watching, he like hits a button or he's actually talking to his son through the plush.
But probably like voice pitches it so he doesn't recognize his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the only one bullying the crying child, though. The local kids in the neighborhood heard about why the crying child was so scared of the pizzeria, even making up fake rumors related to what the crying child thought he saw there. "You'd better watch out. I hear they come to life at night. And if you
That just dawned on me. They're actually like that. Either Michael told them to be this way, or they're just straight up bullying this kid, which is insane.
Well, it
Like-
is sort of, I guess, reference that the crying child is sort of a
Like an outcast.
little like kind of like a little wimp, so they're like
Yeah.
trying to like scare him just to make fun of him.
But like, I feel like they would know. I mean, I know it's like FNAF, but I'm trying to realize, like, reason this like my actual like logical side of my brain. Wouldn't they know that they would cause like immense like sadness and like trauma for this kid? Like, she's
Kids-
obviously older than him.
Kids
Right.
don't really care.
Yeah, good point.
die, they hide your body and never tell anyone." But all of this bullying would come to a head on one special day, the crying child's birthday.
No, don't say that.
Ironically, his
Yep.
birthday party was being held at Fredbear's family diner.
Wasn't his birthday on like November? Well, it was either Halloween or it was like November 15 or something. I forgot.
Because he was
I
so
completely-
terrified of being at the pizzeria, he hid under the table, not knowing that Michael and his friends were nearby, planning a prank that would go terribly wrong.
I just watched this and I just feel like so bad for this kid, dude. Like, he had what, 8-9 years of a living experience and then that was done. Like, come on, man. Like, wow. That sucks.
Make sure you grab your pizza. Fredbear and Spring Bonnie will be performing in 5 minutes.
But that's just a theory. Oh my god. Yo. Oh. Dude.
Michael and his friends lifted the crying child up to, quote, give Fredbear a big kiss, and Fredbear bit down on him, leaving his body to go limp. Michael and his friends quickly stopped laughing. Because of Michael's immature behavior,
Oh no, did I just like kill my brother, guys? Oh yeah, bro, I think you killed your brother, bro. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? Putting this kid's mouth into a mechanized robotic, like, I mean, was he thinking at all? Like,
I don't think they thought that the mechanics would be strong enough to actually do that.
Like, did they just think, oh, it's like rubber teeth or something?
Probably. But then again, like, the fact that the mechanics had to be strong enough to crush through a human skull.
Yeah, which means that's intentional, right?
No, it means that
Actually, you know about this.
it generally a lot of engineers will like up their upgrades on machinery due to past failures. So
Huh.
possibly in the past, I don't know, Fredbear's mouth mechanism could have failed and broken, causing his jaw to just sort of sit there and not move anymore. So Henry and William had to order in like a stronger mechanism and refit it to make it stronger to be able to hold it. But you
Do,
know, it was obviously too strong, and they obviously didn't anticipate anyone to stick their head inside of it.
do you remember in FNAF 3 when I think Phone Dude's like, hey, yo, welcome back. Apparently there were like multiple simultaneous spring lock failures in the past, like something like that.
Yeah, it could have been the
Yeah.
spring lock like snapping shut.
I'm either thinking that it was like old Fredbear or it was like a mix of Fredbear and Spring Bonnie like malfunctioning at the same time somehow.
Possibility.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah.
His terrified younger brother paid
Yes.
the ultimate price. Although the crying child was badly hurt, he didn't immediately die. Because of the immense brain damage, he slipped into a
Yeah.
coma. After being treated at a hospital, the crying child was taken home so he could be comfortable, surrounded by his only friends, his plushies. In the crying child's final moments, Michael decides to apologize for what he's done, saying, "Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm sorry." After Michael speaks, the crying child's imaginary friend Fredbear, created out of the trauma he experienced, continues doing what it's done the whole time. It comforts
Here's my thing. If he's actually sorry, if he actually means what he says, why doesn't he just go see his brother, you know?
He probably is.
Unless he's out, like, because this is either in his mind or, like,
This is because it
He's-
is.
Is he in a coma right now?
Yeah,
Okay,
a lot of
yeah,
people who are
yeah.
in comas can still hear.
Yeah.
That's why generally doctors, if someone's in a coma, will tell you to, you know, talk to the person that's in the coma.
Interesting.
Because they can still hear you sometimes, but they just can't do anything.
Wow. That makes this even more tragic, doesn't it?
So this is probably when Michael's at, you know, his bedside, apologizing to him, but he's still, you know, asleep in a coma, but he can still hear what Michael's saying.
It really makes FNAF 4 even sadder with, like, the ivy. It was like the ivy. What's
The
it
IV
called?
drip, yeah.
Yeah, the ivy drip and, like, the flowers. Because usually
Mm.
that's for, like, hospital visits, right?
Yeah, well, they brought him home.
Yeah. Wait, they didn't take him to a hospital?
They took him to a hospital, and then after the hospital, they took him home to be more comfortable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I thought they're like, kid got injured, almost died. Let's take him home again. They just didn't
No,
know.
they,
But yeah,
yeah, they took him home after the hospital trip.
that makes more sense.
him, saying, "You're broken. We are still your friends. Do you still believe that? I'm still here. I will put you back together." This would be the final thing the crying child hears before he dies. The crying child's spirit would then live on in the Fredbear suit, the
Yeah.
thing that took his life. The crying child's death wasn't just an accident. It was directly caused by Michael's recklessness. This is something that Michael could potentially face jail time for, so it needed to be covered up. Since the crying
Jail time, bro. If he got charged, if he could get like a life, couldn't he get like a life sentence for killing someone accidentally? But like he killed someone.
No, I don't think murder is. I
Like-
don't know a lot about law, but I don't think murder is a life sentence.
And if we're pretending this is in Utah, right? Maybe like 25 to 45 years, depending. I don't know.
Well, he said that they needed to cover it up. So
Yeah.
they're obviously hiding the fact that Michael did it, because since he, in this, I assume that Michael's probably 17.
I would assume 17. Damn, that's pretty old.
Well, yeah, because if he's going to jail,
Yeah. Well, it could be juvie jail
still, either way.
or juvie. Well, because I mean, I always imagined that he was maybe like 14 or like 15. He doesn't look that old, but he doesn't look that young either. And like,
Well, The crying child is 9, and 9-year-olds aren't exactly light.
Is he 9?
Well, it's unknown what his age is.
Yeah. I mean, he's around that age, probably like 7, 8, 9, around there. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Child was being kept at home, no one else knew that he ended up passing away. So William and Michael ended up burying the crying child's body in the middle of the woods where no one would find him. No tombstone, no flowers, just a pile
Dude, that is a crazy visual. Whoa.
of dirt, an unmarked grave, and a lifetime's worth of guilt that Michael would have to live
The box?
with. Shortly
Nope.
after the incident, Fredbear's Family Diner
Okay.
was quickly shut down, and Fredbear was completely wiped from existence. The Fredbear and Friends TV show turned into Freddy and Friends on tour. The Fredbear and Spring Bonnie Springlock suits also ended up being moved into the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, mainly being used as spare suits if one of the Freddy's animatronics broke down. The death of William Afton's youngest son was a pivotal moment in this story, specifically William Afton's story. This was the first domino to fall. A father losing his son is a traumatic situation, and while any other
It depends on the father, really.
father would take time to grieve, be sad, and properly deal with such a big loss, William Afton took a different route. Afton
Yeah.
definitely was upset about his son dying, but it wasn't because he felt bad for his son, it was because it was embarrassing to him. William Afton was a narcissist. He had
Yeah.
little to no empathy.
Bingo.
All he cared
Just
about
exactly
was
what I
work
said.
and comparing himself to his business partner, Henry. Henry had a wife, a kid, and a talent for robotics that Afton was utterly jealous of. The death of the crying child sent Afton over the edge because while Henry's family was still perfect, his was now broken. Henry and William had different ways of taking care of their kids.
And I'm guessing he's now wanting to make it even between them,
Yep.
so they're both broken.
And while Afton employing his eldest son failed, Henry's security puppet succeeded.
Yep, here we go.
Henry's daughter
Uh-oh.
Charlotte lived on.
Uh-oh.
Afton had a hard time dealing with this feeling of embarrassment. He started becoming an alcoholic, frequently visiting the local bar called Junior's. One night, though, after drinking a little too much and getting kicked out of the bar, he decided that he was going to settle the score with Henry. Afton, drunk and filled with rage, drove from the bar to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where he knew Charlie was being watched over by Henry's security puppet. Afton planned on risking everything to kill Henry.
Dude, a drunken narcissist couldn't get any worse, right?
No, it can't.
Oh my god.
Henry's daughter, Charlie. He didn't care if he got caught, and he didn't care if he went to prison. But when Afton got to Freddy's, he noticed
I know
that
this obviously isn't like the canon timeline, but my mind can't help but like watch this and be like, oh yeah, this is totally how it happened.
It lines up very well.
It does.
Charlie was standing outside by herself. It turned out that some bullies were able to trap the security puppet in its box and lock Charlie outside the building, giving Afton the
Okay, but I'm curious
What the hell
about.
is in that box? What is in that box to keep a robot?
security puppet in its box and
But I'm curious, why would they be bullying the owner's kid? You know? Did they just find it funny? Like, oh, okay, she's not gonna get any, like, I don't know, treatment. We're just gonna throw her out. Like, is that what it is? Like, because some kids have, like, a pretty high superiority complex, you know? So it could be that. But it also could be that they're just assholes and they don't like her. I don't know. What's your take on this?
I think it's just the fact that just kids are assholes.
Yeah. Kids, yeah, you're right. Oh my god, 2 people in chat? No way. Who's that? I can't see it, but all messages. Nope. What am I doing? All messages. How do I check all messages? It says 2 people are watching chat. I don't know if that's me and you or if that's like I don't know.
I don't know.
lock Charlie outside the building, giving Afton the perfect opportunity to kill Charlie outside of the pizzeria. The security puppet was eventually able to escape its box and went looking for Charlie. As Afton sped away, the puppet noticed that Charlie was outside in the pouring rain. It then did what it was programmed to do and went to protect her.
Dude.
But as the puppet got closer to Charlie's body, the rain started making
I was gonna say, yeah, wouldn't the signal start getting jammed because the rain starts like interfering with
Yep.
like the Yeah.
making it short circuit. It was forced to crawl its way over to her until the rain got to be too much and the puppet shut down right next to Charlie's body. While Charlie and the puppet lay lifeless next to each other, Afton was speeding home, driving right past where he buried his son and the bar he got kicked out
But I know
of.
I keep pausing at the most important parts of the... So sorry. But him killing Charlie implies that he... With ease, by the way. Implies that he probably did it before, right?
No. Well, Charlie's a child, and she obviously knows William, so she trusts him.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be hard for,
Okay.
someone that you know and trust to lure a child back if you know them and you trust them.
So you don't think
No.
before this William was like, maybe I'll kill someone one day?
No. I think this is his first.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense.
When Afton got home, he was met with his wife sitting in the living room watching TV and Michael in his bedroom. Afton was a drunk and abusive father and fully blamed Michael for what happened to his youngest son. Mrs. Afton tells him to leave Michael alone because he's had a...
Wait, but didn't he say that he helped cover it up?
Yeah.
Okay, this started to be a bit of a plot hole, but it's fine.
tough day, but Afton doesn't listen. He goes
Actually, no, you can also chalk that up to him being drunk and also forgetting what he said, so,
Yeah.
over to Michael's room and pounds on the door, only for the door to be locked. He then makes his way around the house to try and find a way in from the outside. But once he gets to Michael's bedroom window, he notices that it's broken, and Michael was gone. Michael was so upset by what he did to his brother that he would sometimes see visions of Fredbear appear and disappear. Tonight, Fredbear appeared outside his bedroom window, and it almost
He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Are you gonna call? Psychic friend
Psychic friend
Fredbear. Yeah.
almost felt like his brother was calling out to him from beyond the
That's
grave.
so
This would
creepy.
happen frequently, and every time it did, Michael would run to the spot where they buried his younger brother, only to find that nothing had changed. His younger brother was still gone and buried in the ground. Afton knew Michael did this often, saying, "Ran off to that place again. He will be sorry."
But I always interpreted that as Fredbear's. That place. Because it makes it seem like it's an official, like, place, not like... I mean, it could be that, too. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It could be either, but it would make more sense if it was his brother's grave.
Run off to that place again.
Yeah, he'll be
Would be
sorry when he gets back. Like he'll be like
Hmm.
he knows he shouldn't go to his brother's grave because
That-
it's all his fault. Why should he be sorry? It's all his fault.
That is, yeah, that's a good way of reasoning with it. I always assumed that the he was the crying child in this
Yeah.
situation, and that place was Fredbear's, but I don't, it could go either way, really. Also, I'm really liking John's interpretation so far.
When he gets
Oh,
back.
yeah.
The guilt of killing his younger brother haunted Michael in
Accidentally, by the way, but
his real life, but also in
Yeah.
his dreams. Michael would constantly have nightmares about the animatronic that took his brother's life. These were the exact same nightmares his younger brother used to have every night, now passed on to him.
oh shit, dude. Oh, cool. So we're thinking that FNAF 4 we're playing as Michael? Oh.
Mhm.
Okay. Alright, John, let's cook with this one. Let's see. Oh shit. Oh my god. Look at his eyes. Oh my god. What's up, Freddy? Oh my god. Oh, this is intense, dude.
After the death of Charlie, Fazbear Entertainment tried their best at covering it up. Fortunately for them and for William, the crime was committed outside, where no one was around to witness it. William was able to get away with everything, while Fazbear Entertainment never spoke of the incident again. The security puppet was quickly moved to the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where the retired Fredbear and Spring Bonnie suits resided. But something was different about the security puppet. Dark tears now appeared on the mask of the animatronic. Dark tears that weren't there before. This is something that Afton quickly noticed the next day when he went into work. He'd heard about what happened moments after he sped off. He knew the security puppet was found.
And knowing him, he wouldn't be scared. He'd be like, is this a sign that it's working? Or something like that, you know?
Either that, or he could be completely and utterly just confused.
Yeah, that too.
Laying next to Charlie's body. So does that mean Charlie's soul now resided in the puppet? William definitely noticed that the puppet looked different, almost like it was haunted, almost like it was thinking. Other employees would
Almost like it was crying tears of purple.
eventually notice the same thing.
I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere.
After realizing the security puppet may be possessed by the spirit of Charlie, Afton went back and looked at the crying child's Fredbear plushie, only to find that it also seemed to be haunted. The crying child feared for his life every single day, and that plushie was something he was able to cry and pour his agony into.
Okay, the way I can see Golden Freddy here working is if it's like the purple was like the life force and it got like sucked out of him, you know? Something like that.
Single day, and that plushie
it's
was
Black
something
Cat,
he was
Black
able to
Reptile.
cry and pour his agony into. Afton believed that this is what caused the plushie to appear haunted. It wasn't made alive by the spirit of his son, it was made alive by the agony and fear his son poured into it. Afton quickly became obsessed with the concept of haunted objects, and more specifically, the power of human emotion. He needed to find out if this is something he could take advantage of. Afton then used all of his money he made from Fredbear's and Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to build a giant underground facility directly under his house. It was here that he would try to recreate what happened with his son, to recreate the fear and agony he experienced. In order to do this, Afton didn't take any chances. He needed to replicate exactly what his son went through every day. In order to do this, Afton built a replica of his house underground, along with his son's daily walk to Fredbear's Family Diner. He also built a makeshift bedroom where he could force kids to have the same nightmare every night. Afton would sit in his office watching them on the cameras that could be accessed using the passcode 1983, the year his son got bit. He also kept the crying child's Fredbear plushie on the desk as a reminder of what he was trying to replicate.
Oh,
In the makeshift
that's
bedroom,
cool.
there were dummy animatronics that wheeled down the hallway. But the kids wouldn't see them as just blank dummies on wheels. Afton would pump hallucinogenic gas into the room to get the kids to think that what they were seeing was a monster. These nightmare gas canisters were being stored all throughout his underground
He put them kids on LSD. Oh, whoa, what did he do that for? Oh no.
facility. And on the bed of this makeshift bedroom was a Freddy plushie, in the hopes that the kids would pour their fear
Wait, you know that one meme where it's like, these edibles ain't shit, and then he starts hallucinating? It's like that.
and agony into the plush, like his son did to his plushie. On the other side of the bunker, where Afton recreated the crying child's walk to Fredbear's, he placed a bunch of Fredbear plushies all over the place. These Fredbear plushies had walkie-talkies inside of them. This was Afton's way of recreating his son's imaginary friend that would talk to him wherever he went. Afton would speak to the kids through his walkie-talkie sitting in his private office. After setting up the bunker, Afton was only missing one more thing: the kids to run these experiments on. He needed a way to kidnap and capture kids without being caught, and he had the perfect way to do it.
The show will begin momentarily. Everyone, please stay in your seats.
Enter Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics. These robots were specifically built by Afton to capture kids, featuring Circus Baby, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, and Ballora. They feature advanced technology such as parental tracking, voice mimicking / luring, and storage tanks. Circus Baby, the star of the group, was even able to make ice cream as a way to lure kids to her. Once the kid got too close, a giant claw would reach out, grab them, and lock them in the animatronics storage tank. Some of of the board members from Fazbear Entertainment were suspicious of these new animatronics.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
Afton even created a new restaurant for these.
By the way, I don't think I'm the only one who thought this, but originally I thought William Afton was Australian. Like,
No, I thought he was British.
cause like I heard dispense right at her fingertips, and I'm like, oh, that bro's Aussie, but no, he's British. Yeah.
Animatronics called Circus Baby's Pizza World. Elizabeth, William Afton's daughter, was fascinated by Circus Baby. All she wanted to do was play with her, but Afton wouldn't let her.
Daddy, why won't you let me play with her? You let the other children go see her. Why won't you let me go?
He strictly told her to stay away from the animatronic, but one day she didn't listen. On the opening day of Circus Baby's Pizza World, another domino would fall in Afton's life, and Elizabeth would soon be the victim of his terrible misdeeds.
Didn't you make her just for me?
I can do something special.
Oh no.
Did you know that? I can make ice cream, although I only did it once. What a wonderful day, though.
Oh, this is
I was in a
sick.
small room with balloons and a few tables. I would always count the children. I'm not sure why. They usually played together in groups of 2 or 3. There were 4, then 3, then 2.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Time to
Dude,
play.
this is cool. It really puts into perspective how fucking huge these robots are. Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my god.
Ice cream. Something happened when there was one. I was no longer myself. There was screaming for a moment, but only for a moment.
In an instant, Elizabeth was grabbed by Circus Baby and thrown into her stomach hatch. The sheer force of her being grabbed and thrown into the robot's storage tank was enough to kill her almost instantly. This
What? Really?
Well, yeah, she was really small, and she's just been like literally grabbed and thrown into a metal tank.
Good point. I mean, well, how? Because in the animation, it didn't look like the scooper was like, or whatever it was like that. Thick.
Grabbed it. It looks like I grabbed her by her face, and to think like something
Oh shit! Yeah, that would kill
grabbing
her.
you by your skull
Yeah.
and like throwing you inside your head's gonna hit the thing in the back and probably gonna break her neck.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, good point. Yeah.
is something that William
If she went in head first, that's a way different story.
wasn't able to test. That was until his daughter became the test. William Afton now lost another one of his kids, but this time it was all his fault. After just one day of being open, Circus Baby's Pizza World was shut down. Afton covered up the incident by telling the public that the restaurant shut down due to gas leaks. But not everyone bought that story. The local newspaper wrote about the incident, saying, in other news, the grand opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World has apparently been canceled.
Wait, wouldn't they start to recognize a pattern? Oh, this Fredbear's thing. Guess what? That guy was a part of that as well. You know?
No, really. It would take a lot longer than that.
Maybe it's just like it seems easier to me because I feel like if someone is a part of something and a situation goes awry twice in the same like in like the I don't know, in like 3 or so years apart, it's like there's something here, right? Like, at least in my mind, that's what's going on. But I don't know.
Due to reported gas leaks in the building. Sources close to the establishment question the report, saying that strange activity around the area at night suggests something else is to blame. One local is quoted as saying, "Everything just stopped. There was so much excitement built around this place opening, and then they just stopped talking about it." A tenant from across the street claims to have witnessed a large group of cars surrounding the building during
How have I never heard of this before?
I've
in
never
the
seen
night,
this.
and large pieces of equipment being taken out of the building under tarps. A few weeks later, the building was for sale. There is no comment yet from the local entrepreneur who financed the venture. That local entrepreneur, William Afton, successfully covered up everything. He was able to bring Circus Baby and the Funtime animatronics back down into his bunker. But once he got them there, he noticed something was different about Circus Baby. One distinct feature about Circus Baby was her blue eyes. But what once was blue eyes now were green, the same color as Elizabeth's. In that moment, he knew that his daughter's soul attached itself to the robot. Her soul lived on in Circus Baby. Afton knew that the way Charlie went on to possess the puppet was sloppy, and it was hard to recreate without getting caught. But what if the kids' bodies were hidden where no one would ever look? What if, just like his daughter, their bodies were stuffed into the animatronics? For Afton, Elizabeth's death quickly went from just another inconvenience to a scientific breakthrough. Afton was one step closer to harnessing the power of life itself. But one successful experiment wasn't enough. Just like the fear experiments he built in the bunker, he needed to replicate exactly what happened. He needed to recreate the accident, and he knew exactly how he was going to do it. Using the Funtime animatronics again wasn't an option. Circus Baby's Pizza World was shut down, and the public was already getting too suspicious of the animatronics. But he didn't need the Funtime animatronics. He was going to run the experiment himself. On June 26, 1985, William Afton made his way to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting chills as he's saying that, but I am. Like, damn.
There, he would put on the old Spring Bonnie suit from Fredbear's to lure 5 kids into the back room.
Let's go, John Song. I love John singing. Oh, this is fucking creepy.
Hello. Looking for a friend?
Oh, that's cool. Although, one thing I wish they would have changed is like making him more British, because he is British in the game's timeline, right? And they always make him American for some reason. I don't know why, but anyways, nitpicking. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, are we watching this through the POV of like the kids?
Yeah.
Doesn't he think about the parents at all in this situation, or is he just thinking about killing his kids?
He doesn't give a shit. He's a narcissist. He doesn't care.
Wow. I mean, obviously not all narcissists are this way, but like, dude, like, I can't like help but imagine, like, help but like think about like the kids' families, and like after they go missing, like what are they going to think? Oh, like immediately, like, oh, like my kid always comes home on this time. Like, what are they like, you know? And especially if they're like 5, 6, and they were at this restaurant that you like trusted, you know, you trusted daily, and then they just vanish. Like, dude, you would be freaking the fuck out, surely. Like, oh my god, relax.
One
bro.
by one, Afton killed them and stuffed their bodies into the animatronics. Susie was first, being stuffed into Chica. Gabriel went into Freddy, Jeremy into Bonnie, Fritz into Foxy, and then there was Cassidy, who went into Fredbear, aka
It's okay.
Golden Freddy. At this point, Afton had no...
Okay, but I have one problem with this being the case. Okay, and it's entirely dependent on the materials, because paint doesn't chip on soft materials, right? It doesn't like fade. It stays the same color. So
yeah.
So assuming that they made the top hat and bow tie out of like felt and like soft cotton, the purple wouldn't fade. It wouldn't become black. It would just stay the same color. So are we assuming that it was made out of like steel and like wood?
No, that would way too heavy.
So then, like, That's my problem with the hat and like the bow tie and like it's so simple, but it's something you got to think about. Is like, how would this have been made, and like what material is it made out of? You know. Well, I mean, obviously, probably some sort of like beam that's connecting like the hat, or I don't know, maybe. What do you think? What's your opinion?
Honestly, I don't have one on this. I wouldn't know.
Because I actually made a whole ass theory. In fact, give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up. 1 minute. Is it Fred theory? Is it UCN Fredbear theory? The yellow bear. I think this is it. Nope. Different one. Fredbear. Fredbear. Give me a second. I'm gonna try and find it. Fredbear theory thing.
It could also be the fact that they changed out the hat and the bow tie to try and match Freddy.
But why they wouldn't need to change it if they're like like what's the word? Deactivating the animatronics, right? Because no one's gonna see them anymore. That's why I'm confused, is because there's no point in like changing them if they're already just deactivated. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna argue. It's his canon timeline.
No idea that the crying child spirit was in Golden Freddy, so he didn't think twice about shoving Cassidy in there. The way Afton killed Cassidy, though, was different from the rest. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were just regular animatronics. Afton had no choice but to kill them, then stuff them into the suits. But Golden Freddy wasn't just a regular animatronic, it was a Springlock suit. The same Springlock suit that took his youngest son's life. Afton was aware of how dangerous the Springlocks were. Any bit of moisture or too much movement would cause them to snap shut, slowly killing whoever was inside. So that's exactly what he did to Cassidy. He put him into the suit and watched as the Springlocks snapped.
He put him into the suit?
Shut.
I think it's just a short thing like M. Like, oh, look at him.
Oh, like, okay, yeah. Wait, actually, I wanna... Are there subtitles? Because I heard him.
Snap shut, slowly killing whoever was inside. So that's exactly what he did to Cassidy. He put him into the...
Yeah, him. Weird. So in his timeline, he thinks Cassidy is a guy?
It's possible.
I mean...
But I think Cassie's a female.
I mean, I'll watch the video.
Suit and watched as the Springlocks snapped shut, cementing Cassidy's death as the most brutal of them all. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy weren't the only animatronics sitting in the back room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, though. They were joined by the security puppet, which contained the soul of Henry's daughter, Charlie. Once Afton was gone, Charlie jumped into action, almost acting as a guide for their souls, properly giving them life inside of each animatronic. After the incident, the kids were quickly reported missing by their families, and although the security cameras caught Afton luring the kids away, he wasn't able to fully get in trouble. Since he was wearing the Spring Bonnie suit, they were never able to prove it was actually him. Afton also hid the kids' bodies where no one would ever look, so the bodies were never found. Unbelievably, Afton was able to get away with yet another crime.
Wait, he never touched upon stage 1, did he?
I don't know. I don't think he did.
Huh.
Because of all the bad press that came from the missing children's incident, people stopped coming to the pizzeria. After months of customers no longer showing up, Fazbear Entertainment officially shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Shortly after the pizzeria shut down, Afton decided to pull the Funtime animatronics out of retirement and finally get his underground facility fully operational. He knew he couldn't try opening another Circus Babies restaurant, so he had a new idea.
Due to the massive success and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, it was clear that the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment. Unlike most entertainment venues, our robotic entertainers are rented out for private parties during the day.
Afton opened Circus Babies Entertainment and Rental. This way, he could rent out the Funtime animatronics to local birthday parties, capture kids, and bring them back to his underground bunker to be experimented on. While Afton was running his rental business, Fazbear Entertainment was determined to try opening another pizzeria. In the summer of 1987, Fazbear Entertainment opened the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, this time with brand new versions of their original characters. These were called the Toy Animatronics. animatronics. And
I have so many complaints about this. Okay, firstly, they said in sister location, mind you, and I don't know if it's pre-recorded or if it's like a live, if like Hanjin is speaking directly to you, but he says after the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So wouldn't that assume, because if we're assuming, it depends when. I'm just trying to think because
I
uh
believe that was one before the toy animatronics, because where would the animatronics have came from?
I mean, I would just assume that the Unwithereds were those animatronics, right?
I believe that there was one restaurant just before FNAF 2.
Well, yeah,
That's why
well,
they're
yeah, that's what I
impacted.
mean because like the Unwithereds, they didn't start that way. They obviously were
No,
like,
so
you
what
know.
Handyard is talking about is the restaurant that the Unwithers were in. The unfortunate closing of that restaurant.
But then there's FNAF 1, which comes after FNAF 2, which has like less advanced animatronics, which is weird given that it's after, which makes no sense in my mind, but I don't know. I'm trying to think about like it.
I
and
think
they were
that's
once
possibly
again
when Fazbear Entertainment started losing money.
Yeah, but like,
So that's why they're less advanced, because they didn't have enough money to be able to keep the super advanced stuff.
I wouldn't, but I wouldn't say that because security breach happens, right? And like they are booming, right? Like they're doing great.
Yeah,
So,
but I think that's because it's someone else is running the show with
but
more someone has more money.
well, you'd think so, but no, because it's run under like the Freddy Fazbear brand, right?
Mm.
So why would they associate themselves with a place that has been linked to so many different murders and disappearances over the years?
Who knows? There could be a number of reasons.
I don't know. I never liked the idea of like the FNAF 1 animatronics being like older versions because it comes after FNAF 2, which means that the FNAF 2 ones come before FNAF 1, which means that I don't know, it's such a mess.
built
I'm
by
gonna take
Henry.
a few
Henry
minute
was
break.
aware of
Yeah, that's all good.
I'll be back.
All right.
what happened in 1985, and especially of what happened to his
Wait, sorry. Hmm. Dude. That's crazy. Chat, I haven't seen this yet. Let me actually give me a minute, chat. I'm gonna.
By Henry. Henry was aware of what
Oh,
happened in
sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Chat, look at this. It's literally signed by Lewis. Isn't that crazy? It's actually let me show you. Bro, it's signed by him. That's wild to me. Like I actually can't believe that. I've been watching this guy since I was like 11 or 12, man. That's wild. I'm gonna put this away now. But I plan on putting it like above there. Above the wall. Hopefully I don't dox myself. That's it. I'm still waiting on Fox. Ugh.
Keep playing the video. I'll be back in like 10-15 maybe.
You sure? Oh,
Yeah. No, that's fine.
okay, cool. See you later.
Yeah.
animatronics, and they were once again built by Henry. Henry was aware of what happened in 1985, and especially of what happened to his daughter, so he was determined to make sure that never happened again. These new toy animatronics were equipped with facial recognition systems that were linked directly to a criminal database. The security puppet was also brought out of retirement, but instead of working security, it sat quietly in the prize corner. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, and Spring Bonnie were also moved to the new pizzeria, and it's
Gonna say right now again, chat. Don't like the fact that people use Golden Freddy as Fredbear evidence just because they're both yellow bears. That's like using FNAF 2 Freddy and FNAF 1 Freddy and being like, oh look, they're the same, both brown bears. It's like, no, they're obviously not. You know, it's it's not racist, but it definitely feels like it's coded to be that way. It's like, oh, this yellow bear is the same as this yellow bear. That's totally how it works. It's stupid. Doesn't make sense. But again, I also see the point where it's like, oh, we don't really have any other, evidence to use against it or for it. But the fact that they're both yellow bears, and the only yellow bears that we've seen in the French, so I get it. But I never liked it. I never liked that take, personally. Controversial, I know. But I don't like it. And I don't know how long I'll be talking about this one specific point because it's pathetic that I'm still on it, but that's the one thing I'm nitpicking right now is Golden Freddy being referred to as Fredbear. Like, I wish that they made up some sort of compromise, what have it, where it's like, we can use this fan-made interpretation of a Fredbear, and we can make it look like it's an official Fredbear, and then we can say this is made by this guy. I don't know. I'm way too long on this. I'm the #1 Fredbear equals not Golden Freddy defender ever, probably.
Revealed that these animatronics were mostly used for spare parts.
By now, I'm sure you've noticed the older models sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, and we just use them for parts now. The idea at first was to repair them, but they were just so ugly, you know? And the smell.
This means that the haunted metal of the original Freddy's animatronics was...
Give me a second, I'm changing the title of the stream. And Mm-hmm. 13th, 19th. Okay, so I know how to do it now. 19th. Two. Here we go. There we go. Updated the video. And now we can continue. Cool.
Now being put into the toy animatronics, causing
But they were just so ugly, you know? And the smell.
This means that the haunted metal of the original Freddy's animatronics was now being put into the toy animatronics, causing the toys to also now be possessed. After Afton got away with the first set of murders, he needed to see if the kids' spirits were possessing the animatronics. In order to see for himself, Afton went back to work at the new pizzeria as a daytime security guard. While Afton was working the day shift, Jeremy Fitzgerald was working the night shift. Jeremy worked there for 5 nights, and unfortunately for him, because the kids possessing the animatronics were killed by an adult, they were extremely aggressive to any adult they encountered.
They interact with the kids just fine, but when they encounter an adult, they just stare.
Meanwhile, Afton decided to pull the same trick he did at the old Freddy's location, gaining 5 more victims.
Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it.
Afton used the Spring Bonnie suit to pull the same stunt again on 5 more kids. But as he was committing the murders, Charlie from inside the puppet was actively trying to save the kids. She tried enlisting the help of the other animatronics, but it was too late. Afton had already finished what he started. Not only that, him seeing the puppet and Freddy walking around the pizzeria trying to stop him was all the proof he needed that his experiments were successful. The kids he put into the original suits were haunting the animatronics. But there was one problem. Afton knew that the haunted metal of the endoskeletons was the key to everything, but the animatronics were trapped at the pizzeria. There was no way he could bring them back to his underground bunker. He couldn't get to the animatronics if the pizzeria was still open and active, so he needed to find a way to make sure the pizzeria shuts down and fast. Instead of stuffing the new set of victims into the toy animatronics, he decided to leave the kids out in plain sight, scattered throughout the pizzeria. This was a guaranteed way to get the pizzeria shut down. A few hours after Afton committed the murders, Jeremy Fitzgerald showed up for his night shift, unaware of what happened that day.
Hello?
Whoa.
What on earth are you doing there?
Didn't
you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay?
The next day, during Jeremy's day shift, one of the animatronics bit him in the head. This was infamously known as the bite of...
Was that the bite of 87?
87. Meanwhile, Afton successfully got the pizzeria shut down. The local newspaper wrote about the incident, saying after being open only a few short weeks, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is closing its doors. The new animatronics will be scrapped due to possible malfunction.
By the way, no apostrophe there, it's just its doors, because that would imply that it's saying Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is closing it is doors. That doesn't make any sense. Remove the apostrophe, then you got its doors. Anyways, I'm nitpicking again, but shut up.
However, the original characters are being kept in hopes of a possible reorganization of the company. Since the toy animatronics were now being scrapped, he knew he could get away with taking their endoskeletons. But he also knew that he couldn't risk showing his face at the pizzeria again, so he got his oldest son Michael to do the work for him. William was easily able to get Michael to do whatever he wanted. William was abusive and manipulative, while Michael was haunted by the guilt of what he did to his younger brother. Because of this, Michael basically acted as William's puppet. Michael showed up for the night shift at the now closed Freddy Fazbear's Pizza under a code name, Fritz Smith. At the end of his shift, he would successfully steal the toy animatronics endoskeletons for his father, causing him to get fired his first day on the job due to tampering with the animatronics. As it said in the local newspaper, while Fazbear Entertainment scrapped the toy animatronics, the original Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy were going to be fixed up and reused. And that's exactly what they did. After the 1987 Freddy's location shut down, they opened yet another location, this time using the exact same building as the first Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. As you can imagine, this didn't work out great for the business. People already had a bad impression of Fazbear Entertainment, so using the same building that the original murders took place in didn't help business. Customers barely showed up to the new pizzeria, leading it to shut down by the end of 1990.
To be fair, I feel like if anything, especially nowadays, if something like this happened, people would be like excited to visit it because it'd be like, oh, actually, did you know that this happened here like 20 something years ago? And actually, there's like a whole link to like a murder case or whatever. Like, people would be stoked to visit it. So,
True, but
oh
then
wow,
again,
Jesus, jump scared me.
I am back.
Welcome
Didn't
back.
want to interrupt at all.
Yeah. Wow, you
Uh,
probably heard me yapping about Golden Freddy. Anyways, continue.
No, I didn't actually.
Okay,
I totally
okay, good, good. I was
Um,
being really annoying about it.
is true. What you said is true, but then again, if you really think about it, who in their right mind will want to bring their kids to a place where they know that kids have been murdered?
Okay, you make a good point. Then again, I raised the okay. I'm like Phoenix. Is it Phoenix? Right? The one, like the case guy is like objection. Yeah, objection. No, but like I'm trying to think like that is a good point. But at the same time, especially nowadays, like it's like TikTok on the rise. Apparently, it's getting banned. That's pretty funny. But but like people being really reckless and stupid, they'd be like, "Oh, actually, we're gonna go like visit this abandoned building and like kids apparently died here." I could totally see like a Sam and Colby type video where they go visit like Freddy Fazbear's in like 2026 or something.
Yeah,
Like
I could see that if it's a bunch of teenagers, but then again, if it's a mother bringing their kids to this
okay,
establishment,
okay, you make a good point there.
that would ever happen.
Yeah.
93. Although this was bad news for Fazbear Entertainment, this was great news for William Afton. Afton was able to acquire the endos of the toy animatronics, but that wasn't enough. He needed all of the haunted.
So would they just assume he's just a guy, or? Or does he like disguise himself, like he shaves, he like wears glasses, I don't know, something like that? Because wouldn't
Yeah,
they
it
recognize
could
the
be.
guy? I mean,
I mean, put one dude in put one dude in a crowd of a bunch of other people, you're not really going to recognize them.
Okay, I'm good with faces though. So if I see William and if my mom told me about, oh, like the guy like who made this like place was like
But
super.
do they
chill.
know he committed the murders though? Do they know?
Okay, good point. Okay, you make a good point. But I'm just trying to think about like if they saw this guy just straight like rock up again, like would they assume he's like a part of the business or he's just there for nefarious reasons?
Part of the business because he still works for him, doesn't he?
Does he? I have no idea.
You assume so because he's covered up all of his murders so far. No one has been able to trace it back to him.
Okay.
skeletons, especially the ones in the original animatronics. Once the pizzeria shut down, Afton came up with a plan to steal the endos from the animatronics. Each pizzeria was
Give me a second. Hold up. I'm gonna say still the moon. Okay. This is what Afton wants to do with the animatronics. We're going to steal
the moon.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's my whoops. Yeah.
was designed with something called a safe room.
As always, if there is ever an emergency,
Wait.
please go.
Yep, okay. Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. God. Clicked on D, I was by accident.
Designated safe room. Every location is built with one extra room that is not included in the digital map layouts programmed into the animatronics or security system. This room is hidden to customers, invisible to animatronics, and is always off camera.
This room was hidden from guests and invisible to the animatronics. Afton would use this to his advantage, luring each of the animatronics to the safe room and dismantling them one by one. The kids possessing these
See, that's stupid. Why the hell would you not map that in the digital layout at all?
I mean, wouldn't that at that point they start getting suspicious? Like, oh, actually no, because other ones have. Okay, never mind. Wait, wouldn't Ralph, the phone guy, wouldn't Ralph be like, wait, why are they doing this? That makes no sense. Like, wouldn't you want like all the rooms to be? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like this from like an employee standpoint here.
He's getting paid by the company to just say what's on a script, so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
These animatronics were the same kids he lured into the back room all those years ago. He planned to lure the same kids all over again.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, dude, the animation is crazy. I wonder why they see him as a purple Freddy.
Who knows?
Well, I guess that if they see him as an animatronic, they're not going to be suspicious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guys, that's not Freddy Fazbear. Don't follow him. Oh no. Oh, that's creepy. Damn, poor Foxy. Oh my god, dude. That's creepy.
Once he finished
Where are the mice though?
each animatronic and stealing their endoskeleton, he brought them down to his underground bunker, where he would melt them all down into one liquid substance called Remnant. Not only did Afton rob these kids of their lives, he would use their souls long after they're gone for his own personal gain.
Wouldn't, and this is tragic, wouldn't they have like the whole, oh, by the way, honey, don't trust this stranger because strangers are dangerous, like talk when they're like 5? Like,
Yeah, but not all kids follow that rule.
good point. Yeah, this is really highlighting to me how fucking vile this guy is. Like, seriously.
Yeah, William's fucked up in the head.
Like, I've realized for a while, William's a dickhead. He's a terrible person. But, like, this being animated, and, like, obviously it's not canon, but, like, the way it's,
It
like...
just makes you think, though. It makes you think.
It does make you think. Like,
Where's his wife?
I personally always thought, and I don't know if I was alone on this, but the whole like I thought the grave was um Elizabeth's body, and she and the guy in the like in Midnight Mirrors, and in the chair on the couch the was Michael, and
Mm.
Clara, or like whoever her name was, like she, from all the stress of like losing both her kids, she just killed herself. Like she couldn't handle it, you know. I mean, I don't know if that is true, but I always just assumed she couldn't handle it and she just took her own life. You know,
Yeah. Or
like,
she just left.
or she left. She went to Utah. She started a business with Henry. I don't know. I like how he's in the shadows, but you can just barely see him.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Covering his face.
yeah, it's cool. For me, because I'm such an empathetic person, I can't even like I can't even begin to imagine what like life would be like as William Afton, you know?
No.
Like it's not in my, I can't even imagine it. Like no way. Like I can see him being like begrudged and like extremely just depressed all the time. But I can't see anything past that. I mean, probably angry, constantly like thinking about how to get away with things. But why would you want to live your life like that? Wouldn't you rather settle down and just stop, you know?
Yeah.
At that point, just give yourself in. Like, you fucked up. Okay, good. Deal with it. Like,
By melting down the endos.
but we all know that William is a narcissist, and narcissists don't just give up that easily. So, you know.
He successfully created Remnant. This substance, containing the spirits of all of the missing children, was silver in color, and if kept at the right temperature, was malleable. Afton didn't want to risk testing the Remnant on himself, so he injected it into the Funtime animatronics. Once he did, the animatronics jumped to life. The experiment had worked. William Afton unlocked the power of life itself. After his successful experiment, he went back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza to collect his old Spring Bonnie suit. But once he got there, he was met with the spirits of the 5 missing children, trapping him inside the safe room. Cassidy, the spirit inside Golden Freddy, chased Afton around the room and forced him to get into the Spring Bonnie suit. Cassidy was the most vengeful spirit of them all. Being spring-locked in the Fredbear suit was a painful and slow death, and he wanted to make sure that Afton knew what that felt like. At this point, Afton knew how a spirit could live on, as long as he was in.
Okay, yeah, so it's not an accident. He's saying him, so he thinks in this universe that.
Go back to the photo, though. Go back to the photo of Cassidy.
Yeah.
Fredbear suit
You
was
can,
a painful and slow
it's
death,
understandable
and he
why
wanted to make sure
he would think that it is possibly a boy.
Because
Because
like
it does look like a male, but
yeah.
it does look like a male, but it does also look like a female.
Very androgynous. It's hard to tell.
Or that Afton knew what that felt like.
It's
At this
very.
point,
I think it's up to
Afton
speculation.
Yeah.
knew how
Base Scott Cawthon.
a spirit could live
No.
on, as long as he was inside.
By the way, I always wondered, like, how what does William see that freaks him out so much? Like, does he see like what he, like, the last time they were alive, but just extremely rotten and like decayed? Like, what does he see? You know?
Well, like, just maybe like literally the bodies of them, like literally their souls are like literally replicating their bodies with the wounds on them.
Yeah.
But I suppose, like, if a ghost is walking up to you angrily, are you just gonna go,
Hey mate, g'day.
or are you gonna go, holy shit, and run?
It depends, because it entirely depends
I
on,
would run.
like, I don't know. It really depends on, okay, if angrily running. If it's like, ah, mate, g'day, how you going? Like, you know.
Inside the suit, he knew he'd be back.
Oh, let's see this, bro. Let's go.
Yes.
Oh my god.
As Afton laughed, the spring locks snapped shut, forcing him to go through what Cassidy went through. This was an act of revenge by Cassidy, and it wouldn't be the last. Afton was now confined to the safe room of the now shut down Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and because of this, everything in his underground bunker was left abandoned. But
I wonder if he's using Cassidy as a name and like as a he, because in the movie, Golden Freddy is a guy.
Yeah, that could be why.
Yeah, but then it's like blending timelines, and it's like, it's kind of weird. So I don't know.
The whole
even
FNAF
with
timeline
Afton
is very
gone, the
convoluted.
rental business continued on its own.
Just reboot it at this point. Just revamp it, you know.
All of the Funtime animatronics containing the spirits of the missing children and even his daughter Elizabeth were still being rented out during the day and then brought right back down to the bunker. All the spirits wanted to do was escape, but they were always put back underground. After Afton went missing, his eldest son Michael, who's been blindly helping his father, remembered what his father told him if he ever went missing. If William wasn't there to finish his work, Michael would do it for him. Afton's underground facility was always off limits to Michael, but since he was now gone, Michael had no choice. He took the elevator down to where his father worked every day. Although Michael was helping out his father by stealing some of the endos from the animatronics back in the day, he never exactly knew what William was doing until he got down into the bunker.
Oh, this music is crazy.
Over the several days he visited the bunker, he learned more about what his father was up to. He learned about the massive facility his father built, complete with multiple rooms conducting fear experiments. He learned the truth behind the Funtime animatronics and how they were actually designed to kidnap kids. And he learned through
He would feel so fucking betrayed, wouldn't he? Oh my god. I can't even imagine, like, I keep saying that.
If you look closely at Circus Baby's blueprint, you can actually see a kid in her as well.
Yeah, you can see like the arm, I think, the head. Yeah.
Time animatronics and how they were actually designed to kidnap kids. And he learned.
I'm just imagining what would Michael be thinking? It like, is Michael like his? Probably not like his father, right? It's probably like pretty normal.
No, because Michael's like, he's very sorrowful now because he's lost both of his siblings. And his father's gone missing, and now he's realized what his father's been doing this whole time, so he's probably pissed.
Yeah. Probably a mixture of like, oh, I hate you, but also I want to kill you, but also I want to forget you. It's like, yeah.
Through the voice of Baby.
I think Michael, honestly, is just pissed.
Also, not to mention, his mom is missing as well for the past however many years. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, but we don't know. Michael might not have even known his mom.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wow.
Died.
A little girl, standing by herself. My stomach opened, and there was ice.
In that case, would that mean that Elizabeth was, like, her mom had custody over her? Or, like, how would that work then? Because you'd assume if he's, like, young enough to be around the house, he'd be around his mom, his siblings.
It's possible that right after Elizabeth was born, the mother left or whatever.
Yeah.
And Michael, because when children are younger, when traumatic things happen to them at a very young age, sometimes it gets blocked out.
I wonder why she would have left then. I had so many questions after that. Like, why would...
Abusive, narcissistic.
But was he always that way? Like, did it happen... I don't know. So many,
seems
like...
that way.
It does, yeah.
Screen. I couldn't move. At least, not until she stepped closer.
But as the week went on, Baby was conducting a plan of her own. A plan to escape the bunker, using Michael's body. Elizabeth was no longer the person Michael remembered her as. She was entirely devoted to her father, and would do anything to make him proud of her. At the end of the week, all of the Funtime animatronics endos...
That's right, because she died when she was, like, what, 4 or 5.
Mhm.
So she has all the memories of her dad, which were like, oh, this like super chill, doting father who like cared about her. Wow, that sucks.
Were scooped out, with all of them combining into one animatronic called Ennard. This creature, containing the spirits of the missing kids and
Sorry, I love how low quality this picture is. That's great.
Elizabeth, knew they wouldn't be able to escape the bunker looking like an animatronic. They needed a human body to walk around in.
You are in the scooping room now. Funtime Foxy has already been here today. Funtime Freddy has already been here today. Allura has already been here today. Circus Baby has already been here today. I've been out before, but they always put me back. They always put us back inside. There's nowhere for us to hide here. There is nowhere to go when we look like this. But if we looked like you, then we could hide. If we looked like you, then we would have somewhere to go. The scooper only hurts for a moment.
The thing is, though, they don't realize because they're animatronics that skin decays and rots. So.
Oh yeah.
So then they're not gonna realize that. Oh, sorry guys, you're gonna have a spaghetti sack in about a week's time. God. Gross. Oh my god. Oh.
Michael Afton's insides got scooped out and replaced by Ennard, helping
Oh
all
look, it's Rick Astley.
of the souls to escape the facility. With
No
every
way.
passing day after this happened, Michael looked more and more like a walking zombie. His skin was starting to turn purple, and people started to notice. Michael's body was no longer a good disguise for
Wait, over the span of a week? Well, I guess it depends because how fast does decay happen? Like,
Over years.
so this wouldn't be a week, realistically, like months maybe?
It depends. I mean, with the mixture of
Yeah, it does depend.
him obviously not showering, his skin isn't getting any nutrients.
Yeah, well, I mean, he probably would shower if he wasn't, like this.
A robot,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
water, robot don't mix.
yeah. Although I'm curious if they realized that and they just took a shower and he just exploded. That'd be so dark. Yeah. Can you imagine the people up in these houses? Like, I don't know if you see my screen, but these people up in these like windows just watching him from afar, like.
Ennard. So Ennard
No,
ejected
that's
itself from
just-
Michael. But because the scooper was also a remnant
Jeez.
injector, when Michael Afton was scooped, he was also injected with remnant. The remnant made it so
Oh,
even after Ennard was
yeah.
gone, he was still able to survive.
I forget
with
that.
Michael now back in full control of his body, he had a new mission. Although he did, one way or another, successfully free his sister from the underground facility, he also learned about all of his father's terrible misdeeds. His loyalty to his father turned to disgust. It was time for him to end all of this.
Father,
It's me, Michael.
I did it. I
found
found
it.
it. It was right where you said it would be. They
They were
in
all there.
They
Didn't recognize me at first, but then they thought I was you. And I found her.
And I found her.
I put her back
Put her
together.
back together. Just like you asked me to. She's free now. But something is wrong with me.
I should be
I should
dead,
be dead. But
but
I'm
not.
not.
I've
I've been living in
shadows.
shadows. There is
There's
only
only
one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
It's crazy how you can just memorize that. It's wild.
Michael would spend years searching for his father with no luck, until a new ad in the local newspaper caught his attention. Someone decided to open something called Fazbear's Fright, the horror attraction. Local amusement park is getting ready to scare your socks off with a new attraction based on the
Yeah, see, this seems way more modern, doesn't it? Like 2020s type. Like,
Apparently in the law it's like 2030 or something.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Like I was saying, people would not care. They'd be more interested if anything, you know, like, oh, this
Well,
old thing that
now
happened. Like, yeah,
after it says decades, so
yeah,
after decades of this, it essentially becomes a legend.
yeah, like an urban, yeah, that's
It's
true.
like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I've heard of it before. I don't really know what it is. Like Leatherface.
Leatherface,
Yeah,
guy with a chainsaw. Yeah, it becomes a
yeah.
legend.
Interesting. Huh.
And like
Unsolved
Dracula
mystery of
was
Freddy Fazbear's
actually a guy, Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, in like the 1500s. Yeah.
Pizza. Featuring actual relics from the decades-old pizzeria, this new attraction is guaranteed to bring back your childhood in the worst possible way. As if
Wow, what a great way to sell it.
using the crimes of his father to make a profit wasn't bad enough, they also went back to the old pizzerias and collected any objects they could find to put on display at the attraction. Michael immediately applied.
Is that inferring that the buildings themselves are still up and like not bulldozed at this point? Because like
At some point, yeah, probably. Well, they were probably like they probably like I would think they broke in.
I would think either they've been like it's been decades, right? So like vegetation, plantations, like just overgrown it, or they've just
Yeah, and everything
demolished
they could
it.
salvage.
But then again, if they demolished it, they don't have the animatronics, can't sell it, can't get money. So yeah, I mean,
For the job of the
but-
security guard with the sole intention of burning the place to the ground. When he got there, he saw the remnants of his past, the shells of all of the animatronics, missing every single one of their endoskeletons. He knew they could only find the shells of the animatronics because he and his father stole their endoskeletons all those years ago, leaving only the shells behind. On day 2 of working at the attraction,
wait, why does this actually make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Hold up a minute.
he got word that they
That's why
found
they're all
a real
stands.
animatronic.
You're not gonna believe this. We found one.
A real one.
This real animatronic ended up being
Nice.
his father. Still inside the spring Bonnie suit he died
Hello, Michael. It is me, William Afton. Can you imagine that talk when he finds him? He probably wouldn't even talk. He'd just stare at him for like hours.
Like grunt because his throat's cut, his vocal cords are cut.
Yeah, but he can still speak, which is weird. Like,
It's very hard. I think it would be very hard. That's
oh
why
my
his voice is
god,
so.
dude, I can't even because sometimes I get sore throats and it like takes like maybe a week or two to get like over it. I can't imagine
Mm-hmm.
being this guy.
Well,
Like,
having like metal rods shoved through your throat.
yeah, that's a good point.
decades ago. Even though his father was now in the building with him, he still decided to go through on his plan.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
All in an effort to end his father once and for all. Michael then rigged the wiring in the building to catch fire, burning the horror attraction to the ground with his father inside.
Good lad. Oh. Man.
The local newspaper would write about the fire, saying a new local attraction based on an ancient pizzeria chain burned down overnight. Authorities have not ruled out foul play, but at the moment it seems to have been caused by faulty wiring. Although the fire destroyed most of everything in the building, William, miraculously, was able to survive. William was now free, roaming the outside world along with the souls of the missing children, Elizabeth, and Charlie inside the puppet. Since Michael wasn't able to end everything, someone else needed to step in. That someone was Henry Emily. Afton's old business partner and father of Charlie heard
It
about
looks like he has spiders on instead of locks. Looks like like crabs or something. It's pretty funny.
the fire at Fazbear's Fright, along with the rumors of the various animatronic creatures now roaming the streets. Henry was determined to put an end to all of this.
Oh, let's go.
It's only now that I understand the depth of the depravity of this creature, this monster that I unwillingly helped to create, as if what he had already...
Yeah, I didn't realize he was talking about William this entire time. Wow.
Yeah, didn't you realize that?
No, and then, okay, oh, he says him, but I just tuned that out, and I thought he was talking about like just the entire franchise itself. Like he helped make Fredbear's, he started this whole thing, yada yada. But
already done wasn't enough. He found a new way to desecrate, to humiliate, to destroy. As if the suffering wasn't enough. The loss of innocence, the loss of everything to so many people. Small souls trapped in prisons of my making, now set to new purpose, and used in ways I never thought imaginable. He lured them all back to a familiar place, back with familiar tricks. He brought them all together. Are they still aware? I hope not. It keeps me awake at night. I could make myself sleep, but not yet. Not until I undo what he has done and heal this wound. A wound first inflicted on me, but then one that I let bleed out to cause all of this. He set some kind of trap. I don't know what it was, but he led them there again. He overpowered them again. And he robbed them of the only thing that they had again. I don't know how those tiny breaths of life came to inhabit those machines, but they will never find rest now. Not like this. I have to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
By gathering all of the animatronics in one place and locking them in the same room, he would be able to burn them all to the ground for good, effectively freeing their spirits in the process. In order to do this, Henry created a new restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place. He knew that the spirits and William couldn't resist coming back to a new location, even if it was all just a trap. Charlie was different though. She was smarter than the rest, so Henry knew she wouldn't be as easily fooled. So he created an animatronic called Lefty, standing for Lure, Encapsulate, Fuse, Transport, and Extract.
I always just assumed it was like lefty, like left hand, like Lefty. But
that's how it's spelled in the catalog.
Okay, probably to like not confuse people, because then they probably think it's like Lofty or like Lufte or something.
To capture the puppets and bring
just to make it more friendly.
Yeah, makes the most sense.
Bring it to the pizzeria. While trying to find someone that would help him carry out his plan, one person showed up for the job. A person who was also determined to finally end all of this.
Hey,
Michael
look, it's the second grape guy.
Day after day, the animatronics roaming the streets would show up in the alleyway next to the pizzeria. Baby, aka Elizabeth, the souls of the missing children and the crying child, now appearing as Molten Freddy, Charlie and Lefty, and his father, William, all showed up in the back alley. Michael would then collect each animatronic and throw them into a facility under the pizzeria, designed to be a maze with no exit, where the animatronics would roam around without even knowing they're trapped, until the end of the week, where they would all be burned to the ground. With all of the souls, including William himself, now in one place, Henry's plan was in motion. As far as Elizabeth and William were concerned, this was a good thing. All of this remnant now in one place was all that they wanted, until Henry stepped in.
You played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No. This was a gift for us. You gathered them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one
I can't wait to recite this entire speech.
place, just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch, listen, and be full.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth. If you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, and somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace and perhaps more waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting,
old friend. Let's go!
My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms, the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
Henry putting fire to the animatronics may have freed the spirits from the metal of the robots, but some of them still needed help actually moving on into the afterlife. This help would come from Charlie. She helped guide the spirits into the robots. Now she would help them move on. In the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, the way a spirit can move on is by them being put into a happy memory. The memory Charlie chose actually comes from the crying child and the day he got bit. Piece by piece, Charlie put that terrible, shattered memory back together, but this time she would change it into a happy memory. Instead of the crying child getting bit on his birthday, Charlie changed it so that all of the missing kids and Charlie would celebrate him, giving him a giant birthday cake. By changing that terrible memory into a happy one and attaching all of the spirits to it, they were able to successfully pass into the afterlife.
Wow. Oh, bro, don't make me cry, no. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Like I said, they were all able to move on.
Don't miss anyone. Except
for one.
Oh, this is gonna be so sick. Let's go. Oh yeah. That's right, baby. Get what you fucking deserve.
Cassidy, the most vengeful spirit of them all, wasn't done yet. He decided to attach his soul to Williams, making sure that William was unable to move on. By attaching his spirit to Williams, he was able to trap Afton in an endless loop of death. He made Afton relive every one of his terrible misdeeds. The fear experiments, his underground bunker, and the pizzeria where Cassidy was killed. Afton experienced all of this while being attacked and killed over and over again by all of the animatronics from his past. Every time an animatronic would attack him, Cassidy would be there, reminding him that the suffering will never end.
We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest.
He tried to release you. He tried to release us, but I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here, no matter how many times they burn us.
Cassidy knew that Afton didn't deserve the afterlife. He deserved to pay for what he's done for all of eternity. But if you keep up with the franchise, you know that that's not the end of the story. Like I said at the beginning of the video, making a FNAF timeline is not easy, no matter what anyone says. In broad strokes, you can explain the basic plot, but once you get down to the motivations and the why of everything, you have to start filling in the blanks yourself.
Yeah.
Some people who've helped me fill in the blanks that I'd like to shout out are Right Host for his theory about Cassidy being spring-locked in Golden Freddy. I think that makes a lot of sense and is really satisfying for for the narrative. Also, I'd like to shout out MattPat for his theory about Midnight Motorists. After trying to figure that minigame out for years, I think your explanation makes the most sense. It's important for me to say that no one except for Scott Cawthon himself knows the exact story he was trying to tell. So please make sure to watch other people's timelines as well and come to your own conclusion on everything. And when the time is right, I'll be back to tackle the newer games in this franchise. Until then, make sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Dude, this was awesome, dude. It's cinematic and
This has to
epic.
be this has to be the most clear cut, most visually appealing, and also clear to follow FNAF timeline.
Dude, I just got chills.
So same here.
Yeah.
Like I've got chicken skin.
Yeah.
This has to be the most clear, easy to follow timeline, but most detailed I have ever heard of, watched, or even read about.
Yeah. Seriously.
In my mind, I think he got it all.
Wow. Dude, look at that art.
Hottest dog. Noddles.
That's a
Noddles
really
great
cute,
with that art.
That's a cute Fredbear. Wow. Okay.
Love that Captain Foxy outfit, by the way.
I have my queries. I have my, I have my doubts, but
Your
I think-
gripes.
my gripes. But I've got to say, dude, I don't know what it is, but I can't. I'm not like agitated as I usually am with like a lot of other theories when it comes to John. I just kind of accept it. But
It
I think it's
seems
like it's because he's just he delivers it in such like a
cinematic written way.
yeah, and not in like oh by the
It's
way you have
almost
to
like
believe
you're-
this, like it's like a theory. You
It's
know?
almost like you're watching, like you're in the Freddy's universe watching a documentary.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was. Yeah.
It's amazing, but this has to be the most clear, easy to follow, and acceptable time.
Should we check it out?
I mean, let's let the credits roll. Let's let the credits roll.
Wow. NCIS soundtrack. Oh man, that was fantastic. Seriously, that was incredible.
Oh,
Oh my god. Spotify.
Up above, top.
At the top, this one?
Yep, right there.
Apple Music. I guess I'll just opening theme. Swim with me. Oh, it's like an actual like.
It's an album.
Damn, wanna listen to the album? I mean, do you have time?
I mean, how long's the stream been going for? How long we've been going?
Stream's been going for holy shit, 2 hours 14 minutes.
Yeah, I think that's probably a wrap up. Anyone who's watching, if you guys want to check out, sorry to take over your stream, but if you guys want to check out John FNAF, subscribe, and don't forget to check out his the amazing music for the entire FNAF timeline on Spotify.
And not to take over my own stream, but if you want to check out Fox, I'm gonna link their channel in the description if you want to check them out. Yeah, that was my
I don't post
reaction.
much. I have a few videos on there, but
Well, that was my and your reaction, so it's like a dual reaction. That was 2 hours long, so definitely got got my content worth. But yeah,
oh yeah,
did 100,000 views, like. Wow. I'm gonna actually refresh. I'll
Deserves
see
a
what
lot.
it's on right now.
Get ready for a surprise!
Yeah, 103,000. Wow. I'm so proud of John. He's come so far. Like,
yeah, 100%.
like, I think the reason I'm not like upset with his interpretation is because he doesn't make it seem like forceful. Like, oh, this is how it happened. Like, this is my version of it. You know. and I like how gentle and like how non-aggressive it comes across. Because I hate when people give like a theory and then like base it like it's actually like real. Like it's just, you know, it's a theory. It
It
isn't
has to be
canon.
true. This is exactly what happened. This has to be it.
But with John, it's very like. Let me show you this.
Up to your
Glamrock Freddy
speculation.
spoiled the ending of Security Breach halfway through the game. When you enter the elevator to Blast, Freddy says this.
Blast, sport of kings.
The phrase "sport of kings" is not commonly associated with laser tag. It's associated with.
You see what I mean? It's like it's very digestible, and not forceful at all. And I love that about John. He's such a cool guy. But yeah, if anyone wants to check out the album and the video, I'll link it. I'll link everything. Thank you for Night Fox for joining me on stream. And yeah, I'll end the deal.
No worries.
All right. See you later.